Hello, my name's Jason and welcome to another episode of me painting again. Oh yeah, and today's another special episode and we're going to be doing a bit of a shipwreck painting, and of course I challenged Clive at 5 Art to see what he would come up with, and I have to say I like his picture. And I've done something a little bit different, so maybe this is the ship before it went down. This is out of the water. So what have we got here? What have I done so far? I've done a bit of a drawing. I used a Coloursoft pencil and I just sketched in the shape of the ship, thinking about the perspective lines and the sea. Where the sea is, in fact that line is a lot higher than that line over there, and but I'll fix that, no problem, when we paint it. And when I'm doing more detailed pictures like this one where there's a bit of structure, I always use a pencil generally, 99% of the time. Every now and then I won't, I'll just dive in with a brush, but it's a lot harder to do it that way. So if I want it to be pretty good, I'll draw it. And so I mean, I wasn't exact with the drawing, but it looks alright. Anyway, what paints have we got? We're using a selection of paints today. I try and keep the palette of colours small always. It just helps with the colour balance and harmony, etc, etc. So what we got? Got some titanium white as our white, always use that one. We're using the Artisan water mixable oils as always. Always using these now. Just keeps the area clear from fumes and stuff. And I've got used to their consistency now, so I like it. Whoops. So white, yellow ochre I'm using, because I want to get this rust. This is my rust area because the boat is rusty. You can see in the picture that I put up on the screen below me, down there, hopefully. And you'll see a rusty boat in the water, and so the rust that I can see, I mean there's black over here as a just in case method if I need to go darker. I've got my blues, my water, that's my sky and water. My white to light and stuff. This is my rust over here, the yellow ochre, burnt umber, burnt sienna, and cadmium red. So rust, water, black and white. So let's get painting, I guess. What would you do first if you came across this? Put the sky in maybe? Yeah, let's put the sky in. So I'll get a little bit of water. Remember, water mixable oils. Use water to thin your colours. You can use these with other mediums, but what's the point? They're water mixable oils. What do you want to use other mediums for? Yeah, you can get mediums to go with them actually. You can either make impasto paintings and stuff. Just looking at my colour, when I'm doing sky colours now, I tend to use the Cerulean Blue and French Ultramarine, is it? I think so. Ultramarine Blue together, and it works. Oh, mine's a little bit more blue than that one. More of a cooler sky than the original. I kind of like that idea because of the boat being quite warm, you know, rusty warm colour. It'd be good for me to have a different colour to battle with, as in warm and cold colours. We've got quite a big area to fill. And again, I'm sat a hand distance away at the moment. Anyway, I mean an arm distance away. Hand distance. Hand distance would be a bit close at this stage. I like to keep my distance, just so I could see what's going on, really. A bit more water, so it spreads a little bit better. Now sometimes when I'm doing a boat painting, I've done a few, not many, just a few, I would paint the sky and then let it dry so I can lean on it. Sometimes it makes things easier, and then sometimes I just do it all in one go, like I'm going to do today. Let's get some more blue and white mix. Start filling in the colours. You notice we're using a white canvas. It's just a canvas board today. I got this one from my local art shop. Sometimes I paint on board, sometimes I paint on canvas, sometimes I paint on canvas board. The reason I like canvas boards, or board, is the framing thing. You don't have to spend that much money to get it framed. You just go and get it framed. You can buy a frame from your local art store and use that. Which is great. So I get a bit more blue. Just sort of colouring in, really. No, colouring in has become quite popular. There's a lot of colouring in books around now. Looking at the angles. Okay. Just looking at the shape of the boat. Throwing in my paint. See, hair came out there. I think sort of looking at all the different colours that I've got to mix, because I've got the rusty colour of the boat, I've got the water which has got a bit of a green hint to it. And the beach front, I haven't left much room for a beach for this one. I've put a bit more sky in it. Right, where are we having our water level? We can't have it there. It has to be there, really. That's like there, isn't it? Just wipe that off. Okay. Some more colour. Just scrubbing this in. think we're about right on that angle. I might have to get the ruler out actually. No, my ruler isn't broken anymore, I've got a new one. A new one. If you've seen some of my episodes, I use an old broken ruler. I don't know why, it just was the ruler that always came to hand. Okay, it's higher. Looking at, I've got my horizon from the canvas down to 17 centimeters down. So about there. Yeah, about there. Yeah, I'm using a what am I using? A 16 by 12, a 16 by 12 canvas. I thought it was. I just didn't want to say the amount and get it wrong. Okay, put that blue in there. Okay, this would be just a bit boring if I just fill this blue in constantly. I'm so tempted to speed this up and then carry on once the blue's in, but nah, let's keep it real time and you can see the whole thing. I'm thinking I need to darken some of the top parts of the sky. Dip a bit of water into my brush. Dip water into my brush. Dip my brush into some water. Just to make this paint move a little bit easier. Could have probably used a bigger brush actually. Less scrubbing time. Okay. And today I've been drawing on the computer. Drawing little characters, having a bit of fun. I'm starting to enjoy drawing characters on the computer. Right, so we've got a bit of a sky in there. I'd like to put a hint of cloud around here, so I've just grabbed some white and just sort of put in some white there. See how loose I am doing this. Just putting them in. I'll do. I always try and paint in a loose manner. I'm just using a soft brush. Just to soften the bases of them clouds, because they do kind of disappear a bit. And the clouds are not really a focal point in this picture. But they are there. I don't want to miss them out. I'm just going to put in a little I'll do. Like I said, not a focal point, so we don't need to go too crazy about them. Okay, so we've got our sky in. Now what we need to do is start putting in, what would I do next? I think I'd start putting the boat in. So let's start putting the boat in. Let's get some of this burnt umber and burnt sienna. See what colour that creates. That makes quite a nice blocking in colour actually. It's going to be a nicer colour than the photo. I'm going to bring that up a little bit there, so there. Get some dark. Just getting some brown there. So I definitely don't want to lose that edge there. And if I start throwing in a load of colour, I will lose it. So I just put that in, and then I can put this edge in as well. Just thought I'd look to see if I'm still in shot. Might zoom out a little bit because I'm sort of ducking and diving here. That'll do. Let's get some black on the brush. Let's look at this bit here. That goes down like that, doesn't it? See, once again, I'm using the reference as a guide, not anything more than a guide to do a painting. I don't plan on doing an exact replica. Just doing using it as reference. Sometimes when I do pictures, I use more than one picture for reference, and if you're being creative, it's useful doing that. Then you can use a few pictures, and then you can change things up as well, because you have more than one reference. I'm going to grab some yellow ochre. I won't bother cleaning my brush, I just want to, maybe I will. Just wipe it on a paper towel. And get a bit more, throw a bit of white in there. Yeah, that's better. I want to get this yellow ochre in here. I can kind of see a yellowy colour in that. Might put some in there as well. I'm at that I'm at that stage where I can't wait to do the highlights again. Need to hold back. As I said before, I love doing the highlights. The highlights are fun. I might grab a bit of red. Cheeky bit of red in there. See, that's another thing you can do when you're painting. You can start adding different colours and it not in the photo. You don't even need to learn Photoshop. you can just do it. Grab a brush and just do it. Angle right there. Okay, it's looking quite good actually. I'm surprising myself. Nah, I knew it was going to be alright. Always trusting my skill. No. No. I've learnt to accept that it's not always going to work. Not always going to work out, and you've got to deal with the situation when it doesn't work out. I'm going back and forth, looking at the reference, and then looking at what I've got. What do I need? That's okay, and then we've got this angle which is sort of go down. I'm thinking boxes. When I did the drawing, I was thinking box here, a box on top of a box there, like that. And then there's a bit of a thing going on there, bit there. But yeah, if you think in boxes, you can usually do alright. Easier said than done though, right? It's just, you just gotta practice. Okay, that doesn't look right. I'm eyeballing that, thinking, that angle like that, that angle has to be like that as well. Yeah, because the angle of this wall got to be the same angle as this. It just has to be. If it isn't, it's not attached. I'm really thinking. Concentrating. Okay, that's alright. We've got this bit that goes up as gold. Well, that's no good. What to do? Get some paper. Give it a wipe. Get my sky. See, we don't make mistakes. We rectify them. I better change what I said there. We do make mistakes, but we learn how to fix them. Yeah, just by practice. You know, with oils, of course, you can just wipe them off. Just wipe them off. Go, yeah, didn't like that. That was a bit of an error. Just do a light stroke. I'm not even sure whether I want that bit that goes on there. I might just leave it like that. I'm not sure. I'll make that decision later. There's some weird bits coming out of there. I'll add that in later as well. Well, we've got the colour in now, so that's alright. Now we need to think about the lower part of the sea, which is going to be these two, and a yellow, which will be our yellow ochre. Let's give it a green tinge, I think. Hopefully. White as well, just to see what we've got, see if it's close. If it isn't, I'm going to get some Viridian Green out. Bit of Viridian Green. I like the Viridian Green. It's brilliant, because then you can green things up nice and easily as well. Yeah, that is close. That is close. Let's have a look at it on here. I think we can put in some darker areas with another brush, and we can lighten areas with another brush as well. So this can be our mid-tone. It's mid-tone to the dark side though. My favourite phrase. The dark side. Come with me to the dark side of painting. Okay, let's put in our horizon. If you noticed, I hold the brush like this a lot. It's you can see the top part of it if you look. When I'm like this, I can see the top part of the where the brush is hitting, and that is important. I'm not too worried about. It'd be nice to have the water in there. It shows it in the picture, doesn't it? Yeah. About there, isn't it? Can't remember what I was talking about now. Oh yeah, I mentioned how I hold the brush. Yeah, it's a good way to do it, because you can see what you're doing. If you have the brush always out like that, it's fine. But I don't know. You get a bit more control like this actually when I think about it. There we go. Grab a bit more green. What I might do is I might use my soft brush for the horizon, because I don't want a solid horizon line. Not way off there. Okay. I might get a little bit of yellow ochre in this bit here, where it's starting to churning up a bit. Making decisions on the fly. Okay, so what have we got? Well, I've noticed I've made this box bigger than what it is. on there, but I'm okay with that. I don't mind that. I really don't want that pole on the top there. I might have put an old flag on there. That'd be kind of cool. I need to think about the wall below the wave. There is this area here, and I thought to myself, would that look alright? A bit of brown, yellow, a bit of brown in with my water colour, my water mixture. So I want it to look wet. It kind of does actually. And I'm thinking at the same time about the colour harmony. Remember what I was saying, the less colour you use, the better it looks harmony wise. Something like that as my watercolour. I might even get a little bit of the blue in there. Just pull them down. See, when you pull it down, it makes, because water sometimes stretches stuff downwards. I think I'm catching a bit of the dry paint on my on my easel there. Okay, what have we got now? That looks alright, and I'm going to get a bit of yellow ochre and burnt umber, and I'm just going to fill this in with that. Get those bits off. Yellow ochre works quite well for the beach with the brown in it. Yeah, I think it looks better with a bit more browning, because then it darkens it a bit then. Yeah, so that's looking okay. And then while we're down here, we might as well churn this up a bit. Remember, what I said before is not to use. I lost that bit of hair in there. Don't use pure whites. Don't use pure whites for your highlights. I'm using my dirty brush to make sure that the white is dulling down, and then the colours that are on there are helping me out there as well. You just don't want to use bright white because it'll look unnatural. Some of these areas, I mean, it looks quite bright, but it's not. It's sort of a dullish, greyish white. Just sort of flicking the brush a bit, creating a bit of movement in this water. Go a bit brighter, just pulling a bit more white into this mixture. Certain areas that I want to bring out a bit. Okay, now I'm going to use another brush. grab some of this brown. I'm going to go under here. Maybe I need a bit of black in it. Just want to go underneath. And we can go over some of the areas. Just sort of shrinking that line by doing that. And then I want to go back into the brown again and darken that and pull in a bit of a reflection that would happen from that area. Okay, let's have a look at that. Sit back a little bit. Wouldn't mind a smaller brush just to churn up a little bit of this. Just flatten out some of the background bit. Yeah, that kind of works. Just going to go over some of this. Just sort of going in light and dark now. Okay, get a bit of light in there as well. Just wiping my dirty brush. Send that across. See, I thought it needed to be lighter, but it doesn't. Okay, that'll do for down there. Okay, now what I want to do is I'll use some of that white, light colour, and I'll start putting a bit of action in the water here and there. So I don't want it to look just one colour. So I'm using strokes that go across. Areas that might need a little bit more of a splash, like there. Pick a bit more white on the brush and put it in. Quite like the idea of like swells going up there. We don't have that on the other one. That's another one of those things where you start being creative. I'm going to use my soft brush as well to soften this horizon. I don't want it so stiff, straight like that. I want it to be soft, and smooth. I could angle it. If you angle a horizon, then it could give an interest, but no, I want it to be like that. Okay, let's get a bit of dark. A bit of dark, a bit of black and blue. I just want to put in some dark areas in this water as well. Okay, use my soft brush just to soften that out. Okay, I quite like that. That's gonna help me out quite a lot. I think the one area that needs working on is this. It just needs softening further, so I use a smaller brush so I'm not going to get myself into trouble in those areas. There we go, it's almost disappeared now. So one colour's almost blending away into the next, which is what I wanted. Okay. Holding too many brushes, so I'll allow my pot to do the hard work. Okay, just dropped a sponge as well. What a disaster. Okay, I've just come back from a little bit of a break because my face cam's battery died. Whoops. But never mind, let's carry on. I'm just sort of looking now at what I could improve on the water at the moment, so I'm going to get a bit more white and get a tiny bit of blue in there. I don't want it to be pure white, as I have harped on enough about. I'm just going to put in some lighter areas. I'm making this water a bit rougher than what it is on the picture, because I want it to look like that poor boat has had a hard life out there, being the water smashing up against it all the time. It just gives it a bit more drama, in my head anyway. But you can do whatever you like. You can make it more calm like it is on the picture, or you can give it some rough water like I've done. Anyway, let's have a look. We've got the doorways. Let's start working on the boat. So I think that looks quite good as it is. I'm going to get some of this brown and black actually. Let's get a dark colour. Nice dark. And let's put in this doorway. I'm trying to use biggish brushes. I don't want to go into too small a brush. I'm looking at that thinking it'd be easier with a smaller brush, just so the door's not too big. So let's there and there, and try and follow the line of the top. You'll see my head disappearing quite a lot from the face cam, because when I'm doing like certain angles that's more detailed, I get right in the painting. And then I like keep coming back and having a look. So I'm not blocking the other camera, so that's alright. Just as long as you can see what I'm doing. That's important, isn't it? Okay. A bit more black under here. You can sort of see through where some of the boat's structure is. Okay, what else needs a little bit more more dark. Get separated there would be good, wouldn't it? This is quite dark on the picture as well. There's a bit of a thing there. Actually, while we've got the smaller brushes going, we might as well fix some of these lines. My colour up a bit there. See if I can clear that up a bit. A bit of brown in that sky, and actually it looks alright. I'll do. A bit more blue, a bit more of the sky colour. Okay. I'm going to go a bit of fresh blue, I think. I want to clean up some of this, and the only way for me to do that is to get a bit more colour. One reason why, when I'm doing this sort of thing, I tend to let it dry and then go over, like where I'm doing a boat, is to stop this sort of thing happening. the cross contamination of colours. Just means you have to work a little bit harder when it happens, just to try and blend it away again. I actually wouldn't mind if there was a bit of cloud there, to be honest. Because there is, on the picture, there's cloud going up there. Yeah. Just get my soft brush. Just sort of smooth that out. Okay. I think that's alright. Now, let's start putting more detail in. What I want to do is do that sort of bit here, there's like an old rusty bit hanging off there. Put a bit of dark in that bit. Just going to sort of play around with this area a little bit. Sort of bring this up a bit there. Get a little bit of white in that mixture. Get a bit more white, I think. Sort of create a rusty little rusty broken bit here. A bit more white, and we'll start working on this area. And then I'm going to get another brush actually. Go for my one dark, one light method again. So you got the dark. And the light. I quite like that red that's here. So I'm going to follow that on a bit in here. Sort of let that blend of it together. Yeah, quite like that. Don't want to put too much light along this one. I think the light is coming this way. So what I can do is start putting a bit of dark on here. There's a bit of a thing there. Could do with bringing this forward, so I'll put a bit of white on it, and also this bit needs to be brought forward, just so that is then sent backwards really, and this here. And I need to sort that bit out there. Just cleaning the edges up. I might grab a little bit of this blue actually. Put a little dot there. So you can see a bit of light through that window. Grab some colour. Okay, I might get a bit of red and white. Throw in with this burnt sienna. And we'll start highlighting this part of the boat. Okay, get a bit of this white. Go quite light now. Maybe these white bits are some of the old ship paint that's still on it. It's just flaked off a little bit. Just a touch. It's good fun doing this actually, because you can really use your imagination. Go for the full making stuff up method. I've gone and got 2 white brushes now. That happens quite a lot for some reason. I forget that I'm using one light and one dark brush to make it easier. The method is so you don't have 2 brushes to clean, and yet I end up still using them for some reason. I don't need that to be perfectly straight because we've already splashed water up on the other side, so I'm going to do the same over here. Some bit of light in there. The idea that there's water hitting that as well. Now I've got to think about the this bit here. I could probably just drag my brush down it and sort of spin it. Let's have a really dark side as well. Something like that, and there's a cable as well that goes. I'll do. There's a bit of something there as well. Put that in. There's a bit of a there. Something else that sticks out. You can start putting in details like that if you wish. The roof. The door to the cabin. You've got to wonder what happened to this boat, or how it ended up being beached. Maybe it was out at sea for a while and then it washed up. I remember when I went sea fishing and we went wreck fishing. I didn't enjoy it. It was such a choppy day. I mean, really choppy. It was it was an experience. I was not expecting it to be as choppy as it was. I was looking down at the other people at the other side of the boat. I was out of my comfort zone for sure. Absolutely. Okay, let's have a look at that. Maybe there's a sort of a ridge there. Top there. Something there. And there. Yeah, it's looking quite good. It's definitely looking rusty. I'm going to put a bit of red in there again. Here and there. I like having the red in. It does sort of brings this boat to life a little bit. Poor boat. It would have been someone's pride and joy at one point. The business owner. Okay. I think it needs this isn't right over here. This is the angle's off slightly, but I'm not too fussed. I'm just kind of looking to see what areas I can improve. There's something on that roof there. I'll put something on there. Indication of something anyway. Use this angle again. Yeah, so what was I going to do about that post? Because I've got this post sticking up here. I was thinking of doing something, but I'll put them on there. I think maybe it broke, maybe that's all that's left. So they would have hung a flag maybe on there. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. I think I'll just leave it. I think I'll leave it as it is. I think it looks pretty good. It looks like what I wanted it to be. Just put a bit of dark in that water there. I noticed it's quite dark on the picture there because of the darkness there. But yeah, I think this works. I think what you see is a old ship, an old beached ship, and I could go on forever. I always say this, but it's true. I could carry on and carry on. I get so into it, and I could keep going with details, and sometimes you lose what you originally wanted though when you do loads of details. I think a couple of little posts of sorts there. Just to sort of show. Yeah, there's a bit completely missing, isn't there? I think we'll put that in an area that's completely opened up. A big hole. And there's a little vent of sorts there, and I think like I said, I could keep going and going and going. But just wanted to show you a nice, well, well, not a nice painting, an interesting painting. Not nice for the owner of the vessel, but interesting for us to paint. I might put a couple of little birds in the sky. A little bit of white. And I'll put a little bird in there. Put in 3. Just little touches. So, thanks very much for watching this episode. If you want to see how Clive has done on his shipwreck painting, then click on the iCards or on the description underneath. And this has been a fun one to do, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching, and hopefully see you at another one. Cheers, bye.